For many years, there was peace between Saxon and Dane.
Something has changed. The air is rotten.
This is Alexander Dreymon. We are with Cosmopolitan, talking all things The Last Kingdom. And I think we're trying to get some secrets out of us. And with us are Eliza Butterworth and Mark Rowley.
Hey.
Beloved friends, Danes, warriors, the time has come to save our people!
Well, there was Tim's play.
Oh my
We called it Tim's play. Tim Innes, who plays King Edward. It's a scene we shot over a couple of days, and it just seemed to never end. And and he was sitting he was sitting on this throne, and everybody was kind of staged around him. So it became Tim's play, and I saw the scene, and it looks really good.
Every performance was different, which had subtle nuances, because we must have shot that about 50 times, easy, if not more. And he was on it all the time.
He was so good. Even in rehearsal, he just brought it. He had to get mad in the scene, and he went there every time. And the whole room was just like, is he mad for real? Can we talk to him?
We kind of avoided him because Tim is like one of the most social, fabulous people, but he was so in his zone that day that we were all like,
Yes.
He did the most stunning job. And as Alex said, we must have shot it a million times, but it was incredible for him to come up with so many different versions of it. And we were all like, wow. But it did feel like you were, I don't know, at the Royal Shakespeare Company watching like someone play King Hal, or you know what I mean? It was very much that. So it was just gorgeous. He's amazing.
Yeah.
Thor strikes his hammer when he's displeased.
Show yourself!
The war should end, Rita. The war you started, and the war within you.
I almost feel like the more serious the scene, sometimes we get sillier and sillier in order to like cope with how serious and intense maybe the scene is. So I find that after like really crazy scenes that are very, very emotional, we end up just being so daft, just so ridiculous, because it's the only way to let it all go.
Get it out. Oh my God, I totally remember now. Like, yeah, because as you started adding more and more cast, like when we are all together, it's chaotic fun. It is like a crash. This is so funny. We are in our 30s, right? 40s, some of the guys are older. And there's about 200 of us on set, and we're all fighting with plastic swords. I'm like, this is crazy. This is the biggest playground ever. Like, it's mad. And we have the best play set. Every day it's so fun.
Full danger.
Nothing is as effective as the stench of death.
You are strong enough. This is your destiny.
I can tell you, I actually prepped a picture for you to show you. I can tell you how we welcomed Harry Gilby, who plays Ethelstan. He's awesome. So it's always easier to play pranks on people right at the start because they don't know yet that you're full of it. And we knew that his makeup test was coming up, which is where the time when our makeup designer Sean makes him up for the first time, sends pictures to all the producers to approve, to make sure that everybody's on the same page. And we found this picture of Prince Arthur in The Spanish Princess. Looked like this. Can you see this?
That haircut is everything.
And so we got Sean to prepare this wig for him, and we fitted him with this wig. He had this little haircut like that, and he was too shy at the beginning to now. He wouldn't take it from anyone, but at the beginning he was like, he didn't know yet how much he could push, how much influence he could have on it. He kept saying, but are you guys sure? Because I feel like he's supposed to be a warrior, and it doesn't really look like a warrior, and he doesn't feel tough enough. And we kept it going for a long time. And since then, he doesn't believe in anything we say anymore. Some haircuts
always remain iconic, you guys. Like,
yeah.
Come on now. The hair beard.
The granny beard.
I love the way it was kind of, and the amazing Nick Murphy, who was our sort of first director of the show. This is just a cute way of how this hairstyle came to be. They were trying different hairstyles on me, so like back, and they're like, no, that's too nice, and like kind of up, and they were like, that's too young, and then all of a sudden
we're basically trying to make you look ugly.
Look as horrific.
And it was hard.
But it wasn't that hard, I will say. But I remember Jamie, who was my amazing makeup artist in season 1, she just sort of did this to hold my hair together while she leant over just to get a hair bubble. She was just doing this to kind of lean over. And I remember Nick going, that's what we want. Oh, no. And I was there like, what? Like, what do you mean? And he was like, that's the style. And then Jamie went, really? And I was just going to get a hair bubble, but okay. And then we just stood at the mirror and she put a bubble there. And I was like, no. And Nick went, one. And that was it.
It must have been like, Eliza, it must have been like, oh, it's in the book. Bernard talked about the chin. Look, this is
exactly the harsh chin. It really does give the harsh chin. It works. It's genius. It's iconic. So
King Edward's eye wanders northwards. The dream of England has never been closer.
We cannot wait to see each other again, and you guys who live in London are so lucky because you get to hang out in between seasons as well.
That's true. That is true. We don't get to see Alex often, like after we've wrapped, but when we get to see him again, we're like, yes. And I think it's extra special this season because, you know, we were kind of living together, and there was a lot more of like a closeness between the cast in the sense that, you know, we were in a lockdown and everybody was kind of, you know, having to film together and live together. So I think that just, you know, brought friendships alive, and I think you can see it on screen as well, which would be really special to see.
I think we all got younger, didn't we? It felt like this year we were all in one massive bubble, living in the same building. It was like we're all students again. We got to relive that experience.
It was like university halls. It was that kind of vibe. It was crazy, but we had a lot of fun, and the fact that we could be together during such a tough time for the whole world was, you know, really special. And you know, nobody really took it for granted. And I think, yeah, that will really show on screen. That's great.
Called danger.
Nothing is as effective as the stench of death.
You are strong enough. This is your destiny.
I got allowed to horse ride with the guys, so Alex and Ernest are really good at riding. And this year, season 5, I was allowed to gallop. So I guess it's like passing my driving
No,
test.
you were allowed to canter.
Sorry, canter. It's like I got my learner's license. That's maybe my provisional. But I got to join the guys, so that was, I learned that. That was fun. Oh, you got to do the key. The secret is just hold on.
I've just had the one that's just like, just never ended up in that situation.
You're bound to swan.
Can't go back. I blame your church, your kings and your queens, and most of all, I blame you.
I broke my hand, yeah. It was in the last block, and I used this a protection that was molded to my hand, and I wrapped the hand so that it was stabilized. And even knowing it, you don't really notice it. It went really well. And Levent, our stunt coordinator, just did as much as he could to coordinate the fights in a way where it wouldn't impact the hand too much. I mean, they're such an amazing team, and just I have to say this: the injuries we get are usually because we go too far, not because they mess something up.
Jumping some horses, ride up to the gate, teach your cousin a lesson.
I feel as if in his context,
it's terrifying is what it is. It's terrifying.
Eliza can make a baby noises. And without
Donald Trump impression.
It's amazing. But Eliza, did you have that amazing story from season 1 because the baby wasn't crying?
Yes.
And then they were like, "Oh my God, we need the baby to cry," and so Eliza's on screen making noises of a baby cry, and you wouldn't even.
We were all ready with pins to prick the baby, and Eliza was like, "No, I have another solution," and it turned out great. It was better.
The baby just looked so peaceful, and he'd been working all day, and that was baby Edward. So we're actually 2 Hungarian little twins. So they'd swap the twins out so they, can't work for too long. And that was meant to be baby Edward. Anyway, one of them was like sleeping so peacefully. I just did not want to wake them up or scare them. So I just thought, wait a minute, I'll do the noise. So there I am rocking the thing. And then they had the boom mic, and I'm just going, wow, wow. Ridiculous.
So good.
Bavonbar then, Lord Uhtred.
To Bavonbar!
You always wanted to die at Bavonbar.
I do think once you're finished filming, though, it's quite nice just to try and get all the dirt out of your pores, because it's like no point, because in 8 hours time you're going to be back in the tune again.
The worst is the dirt under the fingernails. I actually cleaned mine for this interview, just in case you saw my hands. You're welcome. But you always, in the morning, you have to put makeup dirt underneath your fingernails, and that kind of just stays throughout the week. And you have to scrub it out on the weekend to look presentable again.
I'm just saying, exactly on that point, and then you go to a restaurant, you've not managed to like get the dirt away, and then you put your hands on the table, you're like, oh my God.
It's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing.
I remember going straight from set to a restaurant in Budapest, and I had like grey all in my hair. I had the most crazy dark shadows. I had like blood all over like my neck, and my fingernails are bleeding. And they just kind of looked at me like, what? I was like, I'm in the Last Kingdom, don't even ask. It's classic for us to look insane like that.
Danger.
Nothing is as effective as the stench of death.
You are strong enough. This is your destiny.
I don't know how much I'm allowed to give away, but it's so shocking to see Lady Aelswith doing anything like this, basically getting my hands a little bit dirty, and being more of like a superhero character, which is cool. And I feel like
and you were wearing a cape.
And I was wearing a cape. I mean, come on, Alex, you're so right. I was wearing a cape. I had maybe a little something going on, and getting my hands dirty, basically, which was awesome. It was the first moment I felt like, oh, I'm in the Last Kingdom, baby. Like, I felt like Uhtred, son of Uhtred. I was like, oh, this is what it's all about.
Thor strikes his hammer when he's displeased.
Show yourself!
The war should end, Brina. The war you started, and the war within you.
Hey, we were doing Zumba classes while filming. I was the Zumba teacher. It's my part-time hustle. No. Imagine you had a Zumba teacher on set. How fun would that be?
It'd be amazing.
Just a whole army of people just doing Zumba.
It's all the like Viking and Saxon gear that you can swords like.
Just the dance-off battle. Here we go.
Oh man.
Bavonbar then, Lord Uhtred.
To Bavonbar!
You always wanted to die at Bavonbar.
We had this game, Eliza. Oh my God, you would have loved it. We're on set, and for some strange reason, there's vegetation everywhere, veg about the place in this village. And we are picking up beets, like beetroots. And there's a game, we managed to get the crew involved as well, where you hit it off a wall, like an old house. You hit it off the wall, and then it has to land in a basket, like a fun fair. And so for like half an hour, we're all playing this game on set. But like just throwing vegetables at a wall into a basket.
That is legendary.
You're like, oh my.
That's such a Mark Rowley game. Can we just say Mark Rowley is the king of ideas? He is such a genius. Like, you'll be on set and he goes, hey, I've got an idea. And you're like, oh, every time he is such a genius. That doesn't surprise me that he came up with this game.
It's the lure of arrogance.
What your destiny's brought me is pain and grief.
I know I haven't read the latest.
Well, you should, because it's dedicated to me. So, no big deal.
That is true. That was so beautiful. I actually have the copy of it, and I remember opening it and said, for Alexander Dreymon. I was like, oh,
I could not believe it. I was so moved. So kind of him to do that.
Bring me Uhtred.
For me, it was all from the books. It was just such a gift to have all the research just compiled in one place, and it's all I needed. It was great, and I really enjoyed reading the books.
Yeah, I think it just makes the prep work so much easier because it's all there. The backstory's there. Yeah, it just becomes an easier job. You get the thought process of the character. That's the good thing about a novel. You know, they explain the thought process of the character. And once you have that, then it's, you know, so you're running.
In a weird way, I think because Aelswith isn't a super prominent character in the books, but what I could derive from it was super helpful in that she is a very super pious and severe person. I think Bernard described her as having like a very mousy aesthetic with a very harsh chin. I remember being like, wonder if I got cast because I've got a mousy aesthetic.
You so do not.
Perfect casting. In that sense, just the way she sort of carries herself, that was really helpful to read. And then what was awesome was then I could kind of go off piece the way the sort of script writers for the TV show went off piece. So it was so helpful to read parts of the books, but also helpful to read about King Alfred actually and the way he thought about things, because he was such an incredible person and a very methodical thinker. So it was nice to tap into his mind as well.
Why do we attach ourselves to these people, Uhtred?
Do not think it is our choice.
Because it is our destiny.
So it's basically gonna be the Last Kingdom movie to wrap up the story.
Amazing.
And then we're gonna have a huge party, and hopefully Eliza can plan it because Eliza is fantastic at planning.
I love a party. If you can't tell by my tropical oh my gosh, it would be amazing to also celebrate with every single person that's been a part of The Last Kingdom, because we've had the most incredible cast from season 1 to now, and we've got so many phenomenal Scandinavian actors as well. So we're just one big family, and everybody's still so in touch with each other, and the support that we get from people from like other seasons is amazing, and everyone is so sweet. So it would be incredible to have one giant Last Kingdom bonanza, and I'll really take the role party planner, baby.
And Arnis will DJ.
Yeah, Arnis can DJ. Arnis, yeah. Not a lot of people know that, but Arnis is fantastic at DJing, and Tim is amazing on the drums.
Yes. We're a very talented crew. We have a very talented bunch indeed. But yeah, Arnis and Tim were like the party people back in Budapest. That was amazing. Thank you so much for watching. Catch season 5 of The Last Kingdom on Netflix. Destiny is all.